زینب علی کے بعد گھر میں علی کے برپا ہے محشر علی کے بعد رو رو کے کوفہ والوں سے کہتے رہے علی رو رو کے کوفہ والوں سے کہتے رہے علی زینب کو کوئی مارے نہ پتھر علی کے بعد زینب کو کوئی مارے نہ پتھر علی کے بعد گھر میں علی کے برپا ہے محشر علی کے بعد جو تیر مرتضیٰ کو لگا تھا نماز میں جو تیر مرتضیٰ کو لگا تھا نماز میں اب وہ گلے پہ کھائیں گے اصغر علی کے بعد اب وہ گلے پہ کھائیں گے اصغر علی کے بعد کتنے تماچے بدل میں بدر و حنین کے کتنے تماچے بدل میں بدر و حنین کے مارے گئے سکینہ کے رخ پر علی کے بعد مارے گئے سکینہ کے رخ پر علی کے بعد عباس اپنی بہنوں کا رکھنا بہت خیال عباس اپنی بہنوں کا رکھنا بہت خیال امت انہیں پھرائے दर दर अली के बाद उम्मत इन्हें फिराएगी दर दर अली के बाद घर में अली के बरपा है महशर अली के बाद बहनों से भाई रोते थे छुप कर अली के बाद खुदा को किसी लंबे न रुलाए सिवाय हम उसके we will have the lecture of Maulana Sayyid Abidi. Lord Salawat. Muhammad. और हबीब खुदा खत्म में आवाज बुलंद सलवात
محمد وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
على حب فاطمة الزهراء صل على محمد وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل
Third time for the love of Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Dear brothers and sisters, as usual, we begin this night with a request for dua of sihat or ayah sihat for all of those who need our du'as, especially those from the sponsors who's maybe they have a sick person in their family. They need our du'as. All the mu'mineen throughout the world who are ill, all those who have suffered these past few years quite deeply, we all pray for them. And let us start with that. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. Let us also, Ya Allah, we pray that all those brothers and sisters who are sick in this community who need our du'as with this ayah shifa'at, Allah grant them shifa'at kulli, especially Brother Saymak. Brother Siyamak, inshallah, may Allah grant him complete shifa'at of all illness, bihaqqi Imam al-Sajjad. Let us also pray, recite Surah Al-Fatiha for the marhumeen of tonight's families who sponsored tonight's iftar. Our marhumeen, the marhumeen who were once a part of this center or who had something to do with this center who are no longer alive. Marhumeen of all mu'mineen throughout the world, the marhumeens of your families, and the marhumeen of mine. Fatiha. صلوات على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
وصل اللهم على آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتجبين. قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه العزيز: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم، الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم، نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه وأنزل التوراة والإنجيل. صلوات الله.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a myriad of names, meaning he has different signs, ayat. Urdu and Farsi we say nishaniya, things that point to the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, in Surah Al-Ali Imran, when we say that, I had talked about the beginning introduction of Surah Al-Ali Imran, the meanings behind the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and the Huruf al-Muqatta'at, and what musaddiqan lima bayna yaday and bil haqq mean of the Quran, and wa anzala Tawrata wal Injil, what all that means. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes and says, as for those who denied our signs, Allah will punish them, and Allah is haste in punishing. As for those, what are signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You know, when we talk about names of God, what we are really saying are signs of God. When we are saying names of God, what is a name? It is a sign that points you to a reality. What is a name? A sign or the indication, arrow sign that points you to the reality of a person. So for example, if you say Safi, you would be thinking this guy with strange looking guy with a turban on his head is the one that's being referred to. If I say Hassan or Mehdi or Radha or Fulan, automatically that picture of that individual comes to play. And when we say signs or names of God, what do we mean by names of God? The name of God is that which leads you to the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That idea of that deity whose attributes and characteristics are intrinsically intertwined with his essence. If you study perennial philosophy, they say every religion is inherently a monotheistic religion, to the extent that Hinduism is also monotheistic. Why? They might have separated the Zat and the Sifat of Allah, but if you ask a practicing Hindu, he will say the big one, Bhagwan, is one. These are all different characteristics of Bhagwan. We say that the sign of God cannot be separated from his essence. Now, what is sign? In hadith, we usually say that there are 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in Dua Jawshan Kabir, we recite 1,000 names. In reality, the signs of God are infinite. Names of God are every atom, every quark, every neutrino, every proton, neutron, electron, every molecule, every antimatter particle. All of these are signs of God. So the signs of God are unlimited, and they point to a reality. Now, I want to go a little bit further. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ya Ali. when they say sign of God, there is a difference between Urafa and Ahl Tasawwuf what this means. So, for example, the famous Mufassir of our modern time, Ayatollah Jawadi Ahmadi, who just recently finished his tafsir, it's about 60 volumes of tafsir. And he made it as a second version of Tafsir al-Mizan, which is very difficult in and of itself. He says when an arif goes outside, when a regular person goes outside and he witnesses nature, he sees the blades of grass, he sees the trees, he sees the leaves, he sees the clouds in the sky. Those are all just matter of physical pleasure for him. When an arif goes outside and he sees the blades of grass, he sees the trees, he sees the leaves, he sees the blue sky, he sees the clouds, these are all signs pointing to the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go further. This is concept known as, I spoke about this in my Muharram lecture last time in Charlotte, Wahdat al-Wujud. But there's also another idea that says Wahdat al-Mutlaq, that all of these things that we see, they don't exist at all. The only thing that exists is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the point is that there is a deep discussion to have when we talk about signs of God and how whether or not this physical material universe is actually existent or not, and the whole shebang and the whole thing. But in the school of Ahlul Bayt, we say that the Asma al-Husna are infinite, but Asma al-A'azam are 14. They say that Asma al-A'azam 14. And the highest of the names of Allah is the name itself, Allah. That name, which incorporates every aspect of the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His proper name, the highest name is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please recite salawat. That name is such that it incorporates every other aspect of God. Obviously, when I say Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, I'm invoking a certain characteristic of God. Yes, but all of His characteristics come forth. His qahar, His power, His qadr, and everything comes forth. And of course, tonight we are talking about, tonight is one of the nights of power, Laylatul Qadr. And we talk about Amir al-Mu'mineen tonight. So I want to use this as a segue into the musibah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Surely we revealed it to you on Laylatul Qadr. What is this Laylatul Qadr? You can ask Ahlul Fiqh, Ahlul Irfan, what is this? They have different interpretations of this. You can ask Ahlul Sunnah, Ahlul Tasawwuf, Ahlul Tashayyud, they have different understandings of this. Now, physically speaking, I remember going to Al-Khou'i Foundation as a young boy, as a child, for Layal al-Qadr A'mal, and the representative of Sayyid al-Sistani, Sheikh Fadl Sahlani, would say that it is one night out of the whole night of the year. So any night of the year is one night. But then they say, some say it is one night of the month of Ramadan. And then they say, others have said one night in the last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. Others have said it is one of 3 nights. Some Sunni brothers say, I believe it is the 25th night or 23rd night. We have a difference. We say 23rd. And there is a difference of opinion. He would say, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept this night vague so that we can treat every night of our year as Laylatul Qadr. Now the question is, how can We revealed it. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ أَنزَلْنَاهُ. What was this it? It was Quran. How is it possible that a book of 114 chapters was revealed on one night on the heart of Prophet Muhammad? They say the Kul Khulasa of Surah of the Quran, which is Surah Al-Fatiha, was revealed on that night, and the explanations, which are the verses to follow, were revealed from a 23 period time frame on the life of Prophet Muhammad. Ta'wil of this verse is very different though. They say Laylatul Qadr. Layla means Fatimatul Zahra, and Qadr means Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullahi alayhi. So Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. We revealed it to you on the heart of Muhammad. The heart of Muhammad is Zahra. We revealed it. Anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. What do you know about Laylatul Qadr? What do you know about Fatimatul Zahra, Amir al-Mu'mineen? Laylatul Qadr khayran min al-fishahr. I presented this verse to one of the famous khutbah in Indo Pak, Maulana Muntazir Basdaqwi. He said, Laylatul Qadr khayran min al-fishahr. He had a different view of this, but he said, if we say, alaykum salam wa rahmatullah, if we say Laylatul Qadr khayran min al-fishahr, a lot of Mufassirin have said that the 18-year lifespan of Fatimatul Zahra is more important than the 1,000-month lifespan of the Hukuma of Banu Umayyah. From the first, this is his analysis, from the first Banu Umayyah Khalifa, Ahl Sunnah believe in 4 Khulafa Rashidun, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Imam Ali. These are separate for them than all the Khulafa that followed. The Umayyad dynasty begins with Muawiyah, and I don't remember who the last Umayyad Khalifa was. May Allah curse Banu Umayyah Jami'an. But he said it lasts 1,000 months. Now, imagine this important night. One night out of the nights of the whole year. One night out of the nights of the month of Ramadan. One night out of the last 10 nights. Qalb of Muhammad Mustafa is Zahra salamullahi alayha. If you want to understand the ta'wil of Laylatul Qadr, understand the reality of Fatima and Ali, then you will understand all of it. What is this Fatima and Ali? What is this? What is this idea? This heavenly couple whose nikah was performed twice, once on the arsh and the other on the ard. At the beginning of this series of lectures, I mentioned, Inna a'atayna kal kawthar. Fatima and Ali are the spring through which Kawthar is obtained by the Prophet. Fatimatul Zahra, it's that they say Fatimatul Zahra had 3 sons. One became shaheed in the womb, but 2 sons both became imam. Our ulama have said every other mother of every other imam had only 1 son that became imam, but Fatimatul Zahra, 2 sons, both imam. They say if she had 1,000 sons, the nature of Fatimatul Zahra is every one of her sons would be imam. This is the barakah of this Laylatul Qadr lady. This is the nature. Please recite salat. Now imagine the barakah of this lady. And what happens after the Prophet? 2 weeks after, some say, and we were talking about the fatwa of Sayyid Fadallah as well. But if you read the majority of the books of Tashayyu, they say 2 weeks after the Prophet left this world, Fatimatul Zahra goes to the masjid and she says, Father, where are you? Your mihrab is empty, your mimbar is empty. People's intentions with regards to us have changed. Where? What happened? And then, of course, we talk about Imam Ali alayhi salam, the Imam who is still madloom today. I tell you, dear brothers and sisters, we are commemorating the shahadat of Imam Ali tonight. Inshallah, tomorrow I will talk more about the fadila of Imam Ali alayhi salam. There were two difficulties that Imam Ali faced, one before his death, before his being struck by the sword, and one after his shahada that were more difficult for Imam Ali than the shahada itself. There were more. The first difficulty, at least three. The first difficulty was when he had to bury his cousin and Prophet Muhammad, his father-in-law, and he saw the only companions were only a few. While the others had gone to Saqifa to debate the issue of the Khilafah, only a few companions were left to bury the Prophet. Only a few companions were left to bury the Prophet. They say that the second difficulty, which was the hardest difficulty in the life of Amir al-Mu'mineen, was the Shahadat of Fatima Zahra itself. Imagine being a person with the character and the shuja'at and the bravery of Ali ibn Abi Talib, and the Prophet tells you, Ali, after me, I don't want you to pick up the sword. So in ata'at of Rasulullah, Imam Ali does not pick up the sword. Imagine what was going throughout the mind of Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullahi alayhi. Fatima Zahra got stuck between the wall and the door, and Ali had promised the Prophet, otherwise Imam Ali could have finished off all of them. This was the greatest difficulty. It was even harder for Imam Ali than his shahada. They say when Imam Ali alayhi salam was performing the final burial rites for Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha, he was the only one. Usually in Sharia, when a woman leaves this world, they have women perform the ghusl and kafan. But Fatima Zahra left a wasiyah. She said to him, Ali, I want you to perform my ghusl and kafan. She said, oh Ali, after me, I don't want those individuals who oppress me to be a part of my burial service. Perform my burial at the night time so that nobody who oppressed me could find out about my burial. They say Imam Ali, when he was performing the burial rites for Fatima Zahra, the Sahaba were outside. Imam Ali was performing the ghusl, and they say there came a time where Imam Ali started to scream and yell and cry. Amir al-Mu'mineen starts to scream and yell and cry. Salman says, Ya Ali, afterwards, he says, Ya Ali, you were the conqueror of Khaybar and Khandaq and Badr and Uhud. You were victorious in all these battles. You were so brave. What was it about the body of Fatima Zahra that made you cry? He says, oh Salman, I saw for the first time Fatima Zahra was hiding the wound on the chest. I removed her hands and I saw her broken rib cage. I saw the punctured rib cage. This was harder than what happened tonight, dear brothers and sisters. Imam Ali alayhi salam, they say tonight he goes after the prayers. They say he would spend one night at one of his children's households to break his iftar. They say that Imam Ali tonight was spending the 19th night of Ramadan at the house of Kulthum. Imam Ali had a tradition. He would only break his fast with one thing. So one night, this grief-stricken night, they say the lady Kulthum had put down a few things, a salt, date, and I believe milk on the dastarkhan. Imam Ali says, "Oh, Kulthum, remove all of them except one." Ali is known for his frugality. He does not want to live a lavish lifestyle when there are poor individuals in the Muslim world who can't afford food or water. They say the whole night, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he would go from the house of Kulthum to the Sahan, and he would look up to the sky. He would say, "Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un." He would say, "This is the night Rasulullah had promised me." Lady Kulthum never saw her father this way. They say that when the time for Fajr came, Imam Ali was about to leave his house, leave the house of Kulthum. A few birds, in order, they say murghabiyan, they say birds, they came to Imam Ali, they started holding on to his cloak with his beak. Kulthum wanted to remove them. Imam Ali says, "Let them be there, bidding their master their final farewell." He says, Kulthum, if you cannot feed them after me, let these birds go. Imam Ali goes to the mosque. They say Abdul Rahman ibn Muljim la'natullahi alayh is lying there, stomach flat on the ground, his poisoned sword underneath him. They say Imam Ali alayhi salam performed the final call to prayer. They say that Imam Ali performed the final adhan. He goes to the masjid and he sees Abdul Rahman ibn Muljim. Dear brothers and sisters, imagine now Imam Ali is seeing his killer in front of him. He wakes him up. He says to him, "I know the reason you are here, but I wake you up for your prayer." They say that the people of Kufa came out and they came to the prayer. They say when Imam Ali was in sajda, or when he was about to go into sajda, they say Ibn Muljim came from behind. They could not attack Ali in the battlefield, so they attack him in the musalla of salat. He came from behind. He struck the head of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Imam Ali's head split into two pieces. Imam Ali is in sajda. He says, "Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba." By the Lord of the Kaaba, I swear I have been successful. Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba. By the Lord of the Kaaba, I have been successful. Imam Hassanain come. Imam Hassanain come. Imam Ali says to Imam al-Hassan, "Oh son Hassan, you are the Imam now. I want you to finish the prayer." They tie Abdul Rahman ibn Muljim up. Imam al-Ali, he says, "Untie him." I don't know what Imam Ali was thinking. Maybe he was thinking to have leniency because he knew what was to happen to Bibi Zainab and Kulthum after him. Because he knew what was going to happen to Lady Zainab and Kulthum after him. He says, they say that the Sahaba, they put Imam Ali in a cloth and they picked his body up and they wanted to walk him to his house. There came a point where Imam Ali said to the companions, "All of you go." Imam Hassan and the Ahlul Bayt say, "Father, all of the companions want to see you go to your house. Why do you not want them to go to your house?" They say, "I don't want to see them see Lady Zainab and Kulthum in this state." Now imagine, dear brothers and sisters, I said that this musibah of Imam Ali does not stop at his death. The biggest musibah came one incident before his death, which was a shahadat of Fatima Zahra, and the other one was after Karbala, on the night of Sham-e Ghariba, when all the tents had been burned, the veils had been stolen, Ruqayya's earrings had been snatched off her chest, off her ears. Their earrings had been snatched off her ears. Imam al-Sajjad's bed had been snatched from underneath him. They say Lady Zainab took a broken arrow. After they had compiled and gotten together all the women and children, she was doing the round to see who was there. She turned to Najaf once and she says, "Ya Ali." She goes to Najaf, she turns to Najaf and she says, "Ya Ali." They say Lady Zainab said, "Ya Ali adrikni." She saw a man coming riding a horse with a niqab on his face from Najaf. She says to him, "Stop." She says to him, "Stop. The sister of Hussein tells you to stop." He doesn't stop. She says to him, stop. The sister of Abbas and Hassan tells her to stop. He doesn't stop. She says, stop. The daughter of Ali tells you to stop. This man removed the veil from his face. Lady Zainab looks at her father after such a long time. She goes to the women and says, this is the biggest difficulty after Imam Ali, to see his daughter Zainab without a veil. Lady Zainab never was in the presence of Imam Ali without her veil. She goes running to the women. She says to them, oh ladies, do any of you have a veil? My father Ali has her up. My father Ali has her up. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Let us all make dua for the marhumin of tonight's sponsors, the marhumin of the people who sponsored tonight's iftar. They are the families of Asif, Mu'min, and Asif, brother Asif, Hani, Zahra, and Hanana, Mu'min, and families. All your marhumin and marhumin who have partaken in the center and my marhumin. Fatiha. مات الحسين يا علي مولاي
يا حسين 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 يا حسين
اے کل کے مددگار سرداروں کے سردار مشکل کشائی ہو میرے مولا میرے سرکار گر تم نہ کرو گے تو کرم کون کرے گا گر تم نہ کرو گے تو کرم کون کرے گا زہرا کی مصیبت کا تمہیں واسطہ کی مشکل کشاؤ مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی 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 زہرا کی مصیبت کا تمہیں واسطہ کی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مولا میری نگاہ کو حاصل ہو گئے شرح جیتے جی ایک بار دکھا دو مجھے نظر دکھا دو مجھے نظر سانسوں کا رک نہ جائے سانسوں کا رک نہ جائے کہیں سلسلہ مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی سب پر کرم ہو والی سکینہ کے واسطے سب پر کرم ہو والی سکینہ کے واسطے تم بن نہیں تم بن نہیں ہے اور کوئی راستہ مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی اے کبریا کی شان محمد کے دل نشین آنسو روا ہے آنکھ سے دل کو سکون نہیں دل کو سکون نہیں یہ دل سے آ رہی ہے یہ دل سے آ رہی ہے مسلسل صدائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی زہرا کی مصیبت کا تمہیں واسطہ مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی ایک گھر مجھے بھی چاہیے کعبے کے محترم جس پر لگا ہو حضرت عباس کا علم عباس کا علم غربت میں مفلسی میں غربت میں مفلسی میں یہی ہے دعائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی بیمار کربلا سے وفا کا صلہ ملے بیمار جو ہے ان کو مکمل شفا ملے مکمل شفا ملے اس کی قسم جو اس کی قسم جو کانٹوں پہ چلتا رہا مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی اے حسین ہائے حسین ہائے ضعیفی کا وہ سما ہائے حسین ہائے ضعیفی کا وہ سما دیکھی جوان بیٹے کے سینے میں جب سلا دیکھی جوان بیٹے کے سینے میں جب سلا رکھ کر سینہ پہ رکھ کر سینہ پہ ہاتھ تڑپ کر کہانی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی مشکل کو میری حل کرو مشکل کشائی یعنی مولا 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 آنگمی شب ضربت اے مومن آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومن آئی ہے تاریخ سی دنیا میں ہر سمت کو چھائی ہے تاریخ سی دنیا میں ہر سمت کو چھائی ہے 19ویں رمضان کو شہر میرے مولا نے 19ویں رمضان کو شہر میرے مولا نے تکیے پہ نظر رکھا نیند آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت مومن آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت مومن آئی ہے گئے حجرے میں جاتے ہیں گئے صحن میں آتے ہیں گئے حجرے میں جاتے ہیں گئے صحن میں آتے ہیں اس طرح سے نے وہ رات گزاری ہے عالم شب ضربت مومن آئی آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے کلثوم نے جب دیکھی اس طرح کی بیتابی کلثوم نے جب دیکھی اس طرح کی بیتابی رو رو کے بدر کو تب یہ بات سنائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے کوفے سے کہیں بابا کیا صبح کو جانا ہے کوفے سے کہیں بابا کیا صبح کو جانا ہے یا فوج کوئی لڑنے یا آپ سے آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت جو مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے کیسا یہ تردد ہے معلوم تو آخر کیسا یہ تردد ہے معلوم تو آخر سوئے نہیں ہے بابا شب اس قدر آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے آثار ہوئے پیدا ناگاہ قیامت کے آثار ہوئے پیدا ناگاہ قیامت کے حیدر اٹھے یہ کہہ کر لو اب سہرائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے مرغا بھی عجب لپٹی قدموں سے تو فرمایا مرغا بھی عجب لپٹی قدموں سے تو فرمایا کیوں روکتی ہو مجھ کو اب وقت جدائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے یہ کہہ کے علی آئے مسجد میں تو یہ دیکھا یہ کہہ کے علی آئے مسجد میں تو یہ دیکھا نیل گل ساری تاریخ سی چھائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے فرزند ہے مجرم کا لیٹا ہوا مسجد میں فرزند ہے ملزم کا لیٹا ہوا مسجد میں اور زیر بغل اس نے تلوار چھپائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے فرمایا حضرت نے اس دشمن خالق سے فرمایا حضرت نے اس دشمن خالق سے مشغول عبادت ہو ظالم صحرائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے میں خوب سمجھتا ہوں جو تیرا ارادہ ہے میں خوب سمجھتا ہوں جو تیرا ارادہ ہے تیرے آبا تم نے تلوار چھپائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے گر قتل مجھے کرنا منظور نہیں تجھ کو گر قتل مجھے کرنا منظور نہیں تجھ کو پھر زہر میں کیوں ظالم تلوار بجھائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے فرزند بھی ملزم کا آیا صفِ اول میں فرزند بھی ملزم کا آیا صفِ اول میں جو دل میں ارادہ ہے آواز خدائی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے عالم شب ضربت اے مومنو آئی ہے سجدے میں گئے حیدر جب خالق اکبر کے سجدے میں گئے حیدر جب خالق اکبر کے بے دین بڑا سب سے اور में तो सर पीटो, हैदर की मोहब्बत है अगर दिल में तो सर पीटो। 19वीं रमज़ान की है मोमिनो आई है, आलम शबे शरबत है मोमिनो आई है, आलम शबे शरबत है मोमिनो आई है। अली मौला, 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 अली मौला।
This request that everyone can do was it? Yeah.
Before I recite ziyarah, if after the iftar at 9 o'clock, we will have Aman for those of us who want to stay. I request that if anybody wants to recite some of the Aman, just contact the brothers or myself, and we will provide for that, inshallah. It is going to be a short Aman so that everybody can go to work the next day, but that discretion is up to you to decide. So we're not forcing anybody to stay. If you want to stay, you can stay. But the child.
Right after iftar.
Yeah.
اللهم صل
توجه زيارة. السلام عليك يا رسول الله يا محمد بن عبد الله. السلام عليك يا علي أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين.